The Todd Shapiro Show, Canada Laughs, SiriusXM 168.
Without delay, the Blockchain Report, sponsored by Datametrex. For more information, go to datametrics.com.
Hey, Jeff Stevens, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, bud. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I was thinking it was funny. I was telling Dan Guy's my co-host today, and I came here a little bit melancholy today. And I'm like, I had such euphoria from that Bahamas cryptocurrency conference, and like anything in life, there's a little bit of a balance out. And today was one of those days. But ultimately, I mean, I'm good. It was just such a high, and you were there with me. Wasn't that fun?
It was a fantastic time. What a great trip, a great event, great networking. Yeah, lots of fun, man.
What did you, Jeff? What did you get out of that with maybe some new knowledge at the? And it was more than cryptocurrency conference. It was blockchain. It was there was institutional money there and financing stuff going on. What were some of your takeaways from it?
Well, sure. Like I approached this from Bay Street, so sort of from that capital market side, and to see the ICO market and to learn about that. But also, what I found really incredible was the community that exists through this whole ecosystem, and the willingness to share ideas and to collaborate on technologies. And I thought it was really it's just a great feel where everyone's trying to further the technology and doing so by sharing ideas, which is unique. When you're coming from sort of other places where it's very sort of closed fist and keeping your ideas and your technologies to yourself. So that I thought was really, really inspiring.
I totally concur. Never once did you hear words like NDA or, we'll go for a private meeting. People were just very open with this stuff on panels. And it was kind of cool to see people trying collaborating and growing an industry together. And one that Datametrex is heavily involved in is you guys own basically or, have a partnership with a facility in China called Ghost, and where you could mine up to 100 megawatt. We've talked about that before, 100 megawatt of power. How many mining machines would that get you for cryptocurrency mining?
Well, we're doing the altcoins with GPUs, and to take full advantage of that capacity, you're probably about 50,000 machines for that. So it's a massive scale, massive.
Were people impressed by that over where we're at? Because those are huge numbers when it comes to mining.
It is, and we're thrilled to have the opportunity, and we're talking with a lot of groups on sort of how to take full advantage of that capacity, because crypto mining, like rock mining, is capital intensive. The way I explain it, and maybe we'll go through it because it seemed to resonate with some people, but if you're familiar with mining gold, you're solving a geological problem, and when you solve that problem, you hope that you find a resource. There's no guarantee that that's going to happen. So you could spend tens of millions of dollars to solve that problem, to go drill holes and then determine that you were wrong. Whereas with cryptocurrency mining, we're solving a mathematical problem. And when we solve that problem, we're rewarded with the resource. So, you take the risk out of mining from the traditional sense of it, and you put it into something where at the end of the day, you're not getting dirty hands. Your fingernails are clean. So we're pretty excited about it. But that was sort of a way that I've been able to explain sort of the cryptocurrency mining versus traditional mining. Because obviously in Toronto and in Canada, we're very familiar with traditional mining because that's how we've been the center of the universe for raising capital for that for so long. So
yeah, and that's what's going on right now, right? This PDAC conference where you see hundreds and hundreds of booths set up, and everyone talking about sort of their perspective. Is that what it's called? Prospectus of land and what might be there, and people try to raise some money. And like, is that something you go to, like the traditional mining stuff, like PDAC?
Well, I grew up on Bay Street, institutional sales and trading. So yeah, I've gone to that show for the last 15 years and walked around, talked to people. It's a great networking event, and it's not dissimilar to the event that you and I were just at, only nobody shares anything other than, sort of high level stuff. And again, I think, when you're looking at this new industry, the exciting part for it that I'm excited about is when you raise the money and you put it to work and you solve those problems, you get a resource. It's not it's not an if.
No, exactly. You'll once it gets done, you'll see some returns.
Yeah. But funny enough, so you and I in Bahamas, we met with a number of people, but Sheldon Inwintosh from 3D Capital, I was just in an office with him having a chat, catching up after the conference, and talking about our company, their company, and I think the great thing that's come out of it is these discussions that happen afterwards, where you're saying, okay, what are you guys working on? What are we working on? And, whether anything comes out of that further or it just becomes an open dialogue, that remains to be seen. But I think it's been a great way of opening up some doors that otherwise, it seems silly. You have to fly 3 hours to meet a guy who's 20 minutes down the street. But, sometimes that has to happen.
No, that's a really good point you make. The networking aspect was phenomenal. And, I encourage and I implore people who are, if you're interested, whether you have a company or don't have a company, if you see conferences, become a part of them. That's the education I always give to if you want to be a young investor or just interested in sort of where the world's headed, buy the ticket, whatever it costs you, go and do it. You will get an education out of it that you wouldn't get in a year of school or by, you're right, just seeing things on Twitter. And that's because you'll build relationships, and the relationships out of that will probably lead to future success or future partnerships. And to be honest, even with me, Jeff, going to that conference, I'm probably going to get 2 or 3 deals out of it. It's crazy. And I'm really excited by it all. And it was pretty interesting. I was seeing a lot of the young money, wasn't it, from a lot of these real successful cryptocurrency entrepreneurs.
Well, that's the amazing thing. And I introduced you to that young guy. There's a 13-year-old there with his father, and they're from Saskatchewan. 2 years ago, his father was the Culligan waterman. He was flipping bottles on the water stations in offices, and now the guy's worth multi-millions of dollars. And he's there with his 13-year-old son. And he's worth, $500,000, whatever, in the cryptocurrencies, and getting involved and meeting all these people and getting immersed in it. And I think, as you say, get out there, meet people, explore, and the more you sort of get involved in it, the more you'll, likely have a benefit from it.
Yeah, Dan Guy's here. Jeff introduced me to this was in the Bahamas to this 13-year-old kid who's like the Doogie Howser of cryptocurrency mining, and we meant to get him on the air. We didn't we were trying to meet up, and it was tough to there's so much going on there. But you're right. There's anyone can learn this stuff. Not necessarily anyone can make money, but you don't always have to make money. Go and learn the technologies of what's coming down, and that's what Datametrex is such a part of all these new technologies, from blockchain to AI to machine learning. And how's Nexology doing?
Well, I'm glad you asked. It's going really well. Claude's killing it, and the challenge that we have as a public company is we can't talk a lot about contracts or anything because they're secret in that sense. But he's doing really well and positioning the company for a lot of growth in 2019, 2020 with some new potential. So I'd love to be able to say more, but I'm sort of constricted on that right now. But needless to say, it's going well. But I was thinking, I heard you plugging construction resume, so I'd like to do a Nexology resume plug if I can. If any of your listeners are out there and they're stack developers, AI engineers, we're looking to add to our team, and we're looking for talented, eager, and people who want to be part of a growing opportunity. So, reach out to me. You can grab my contact information from our website, and I'd be happy to put you in touch with Claude and see if there's something to do.
That's great to know. Jeff Stevens from Datametrex.com, and also if you want to get in touch with me, I can always put you in touch with them. Dan, Dan's a funny guy now, but do you have any questions about this world?
Well, do you guys need a comedian at your Christmas party?
Dan, I'd love someone to take the role from me. If for some reason I managed to take that role without even trying.
You're a funny guy, huh?
Oh, here we go.
No, it's just because I'll do something stupid that everyone laughs at. So it's not like I'm trying.
Well, yeah, let me take that off your hands, all right?
Do you explore it all, though?
Dan, where are you from? What's your gig?
Live in Toronto. I'm from Calgary. I run the Danger Room Sundays at the Corner Comedy Club, and
cool.
Yeah, I'm an edgy musical comedian. So let me know when you need a jingle written, and I'll get on it.
There you go.
Datametrex, Datametrex, metric in your data. Woo! It's your new tagline, Jeff. How's that?
I think maybe we could work on that one a little more, but that was a good idea.
Yeah, sure. Just send your paperwork to my guy, and we'll block out some time to chain it up. I don't know anything about cryptocurrency, to be honest.
Learn about this all, man. It's the future.
It's very cryptic to me.
But you know what? The funny thing is, if a guy like I can understand it, it's not. Like, it's actually, that's sort of my approach on it always is.
If a guy like I could understand it, is where I get my hang up.
Well, I think, it's so new, and one thing I took away from the conference was there's a lot, I learned a lot, but I just scratched the surface when it comes to, initial coin offerings and how that whole process works and how that dovetails into, to blockchain and crypto. And
well, I wouldn't go off anything I have to say, because like I had a chance to buy in on this like 7 years ago, and I was just like, what are you talking about? Let's go buy a joint, Like, I'm not the guy to get your investing. I mean, I once invested in a burrito.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm not the guy to look to for that.
How are the returns on that?
I mean, I could show you the after effects.
No, okay, here we go. Even in a half an hour, it dropped pretty quick. But I had to, Jeff. Anyway, sorry, bud. But thanks, dude. It's so nice to know that everything's going well with Datametrex.com, and good to know for our listeners that if they're interested in, there's some job opportunities with Nexology.com. And good luck with furthering your discussions and obviously just continuing to grow your company.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for your time, Dan. Nice to meet you.
You
Bilal,
too,
take
Jeff.
it easy, bro.
Yes, Rock on, dude.
Cheers, Jeff
All right,
Stevens,
cheers,
everyone
guys.
from Datametrex.com.